How do, everyone? Welcome to Thank Potty It's Friday. Yes, in there for another day of just kind of easing you in, another show of easing you in to the weekend. Mark, nice to see you again,
Oh,
sir. You
and
good? You
you?
well?
I'm all right. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. A little bit tired, but apart from that, fighting fit.
Now,
Yeah.
we've had a few things going on. We're a little bit late running, just we've had a few
Yeah.
technical issues. So, if
Technical
anyone's in the
issues.
chat there now, we're actually half an hour late, Mark. Half an hour late, but
I know.
hey, but we're here now. So
My
thank you for
fault. My
sticking
fault.
around. Eva. So last week we left on the cliffhanger of your wedding speech, not your wedding.
Well, it wasn't my wedding. No, was that a wedding?
That was quick if it was. No, your wedding speech. Now I just want to show everyone who's watching on YouTube there. You kindly sent over a little photograph, Mark.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, look at that, man.
Oh, look at that. What
Look
a
at
guy.
that.
What a
Just
guy.
describe, Mark, what we're seeing here on YouTube.
So this is a venue. It's called The View, spelled VU, and it's on a hill. So it's halfway between Linlithgow and Bathgate. It's a beautiful custom built wedding venue sort of thing. So in the middle is the groom, also called Mark, he's obviously got a great name. You can see the chap with the glasses. That's Craig. He was the groomsman, and then you've got me on the other side, looking ruggedly handsome.
Mm-hmm.
That one there's for Jason. Looking really, really ruggedly handsome in my kilt, in my jacket, the full regalia, looking good. Yes.
Right. So, how do you know Mark? Is Mark your friend or a work colleague, or how do you know?
I would say a friend and a work colleague. So
Right,
he's probably
right.
my first real sort of friend that I made here in Scotland, and we've worked together now for probably the last 17 years.
Right.
So a long time. So I'd class him as a friend these days before a colleague.
Right. So, well, well then, Mark. I mean, you look fantastic. It's like a nice, you know what I mean? Did it feel comfortable to wear?
You know what it is. It's smashing away. It's brilliant. It's like they are dead comfy. The only thing is because you wear a kilt like up around your belly button, so it comes up to like sort of higher than your normal sort of waistband on your trousers, right? And it's not tight. Obviously, we haven't got them fitted properly, so it's not tight. It's not like it's uncomfortable. But I tell you what, when you take it off at the end of the night, it's like, because they're really heavy as well. They're quite heavy because it's like the whole thing's like 16 yards of material in total. Because it's all pleated at the back, so all the way along the back there's pleats. So it's a massive, big, heavy piece of like wool that you're sort of wearing. But no, they're brilliant to wear. They're absolutely smashing to wear.
And you dressed yourself there because that looks pretty impressive, to be honest.
And I can confirm that I was wearing boxer shorts underneath.
Boxer shorts, right? I mean, that was the main question. Do you know what I mean?
See, traditionally, you would go commando, right? And if I was wearing my own kilt, I would do that. But some of the horror stories that you hear of rental kilts going back. So if people aren't wearing underwear in a rental kilt, and there's all sorts of stories about not the front part of the kilt, but the back part of the kilt. Like some of the stories you hear. So like if you get a rental, right, wear boxer shorts, wear undercrackers, whatever you wear them. If you've got your own kilt, you're on safe territory there. But
have you got your own kilt then, Mark?
I do have my own kilt, yes.
Right.
But I didn't wear it because we're all matching here. So
yes, I know all bunny lads. You know what I mean?
Kilts, the matching jackets, matching everything going on. So,
so you got the speech. We'll come back to the speech, but the night time, did you go up to your room and just take it all off and then come down for the disco in like Puma trainers and Adidas tracky bottoms or something?
I was in that gear till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, right.
I was a full suited, booted till the end, till the bitter end. Yeah, the jacket came off, so I've got waistcoats on as well. So the jacket, after dinner and speeches and all that, because it was hot in there as well, so you've got loads of people in there, and if people are dancing and all that, it gets really hot. So jacket was off and the sleeves got rolled up. But apart from that, everything else still stayed on.
So come on then, you've been talking about this bloody speech all, you even give her a taste of it last week there. Did it go all right?
It went well. You know what I found really, really odd that obviously a bit nervous, like, you're a bit sort of nerves are jangling, so we're at the top table, right, and stood up at the top table, and you look out over all these people. So first of all, they give you a microphone to use, obviously, so everyone can hear you.
Right.
And I didn't realise this microphone, you had to have it like right here.
All
to
right.
use it. So I first of all, I
Speak
stood
up!
like this.
Speak up!
It's like nobody can hear us. So then I've got this microphone right here, and you're talking like that, so that puts you off. But I was all right speaking, I was all right because I had my speech printed out,
Right.
and I was all right reading it and speaking. But you know what? I picked it up, right, and my hand was doing this, like I couldn't stop it. I couldn't stop it from doing. So I had to put the speech down on the table and read it off the. Luckily, I'd practiced it loads, so I could just glance down at it, read a little bit. Then I knew.
So that was like an involuntary nervous shake or something, was it?
Yeah, I couldn't not shake. It was really
you're
weird.
braver than me. Do you know what I mean?
Bizarre, but it went down all right. There's a couple of things a bit close to the bone, as you do, as best man. But you've got to.
Did you get it nailed on time, or did it drag a little bit, or did it flat? No, did it go over in 2 minutes?
No, it was about 6 minutes, I think.
Right,
in the end, because obviously there was loads of raucous laughter, obviously, in between all the jokes and that, obviously, that went down well.
You had to give time for that, didn't you? Do you know what I mean? Like the whole audience to settle down. There's more of this to come.
I'm only here for the one night, sort of thing. But it was quite funny because I had the way we were lined up. So I had the groom, and then it was me next to them. And then I had the groom's mum and dad next to me.
Right.
So they're saying these sort of bride and groom sexual innuendo sort of things, and I've got his mum and dad right next to us. Hey, how you doing? But it was good. I enjoyed it. It was a brilliant day.
Right. Venue nice? Was the place nice? Was the food nice?
The venue is beautiful. Honestly, it's like a custom built for weddings, this place, and it is brilliant. And it was so lucky that on a random Friday in March in Scotland, sunshine.
It looked that photograph looked, especially looking out sunshine over the lake as well, the sun reflecting off the water.
Some of the pictures they got at sunset, like the bride and groom just went out to get pictures at sunset, and it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant day.
Mm-hmm.
It was marvellous. So if anybody wants a wedding with you, I highly recommend it.
Right. And you know what I mean, you are putting out your services as best man if
best man for hire.
You know what I mean? Was just curious. Mark, you don't have to ask this, you know what I mean? Yeah. Was there any ladies around, single ladies there? No.
Slim pickings, Tony.
Oh dear.
No.
Back to the app.
Back to the app, yeah. But I've come for a drink though.
Oh,
I mean,
look at this. Mark should again if you're not watching on YouTube, it is just like this is the best man's present. Is it
this is my present? I got this and a bottle of whiskey.
Right.
For that, but it's just tea. It is just tea. It's tea that's in there at the moment. But
you said it holds a pint, so it's like a wooden goblet with a rope handle.
Rope handle,
it's very Viking almost, isn't it?
Well, I think they're meant to be Viking. I think, yeah. So the company is called Chug. So CHUUG.
Right.
And you can get them. They're like thermos. So they're like you can see that it's lined, so it keeps cold things cold and hot things hot. So it's pretty good. I'm chuffed to bits with it.
It's lovely.
It's got my initials on it and that on the side.
Oh, yes, right.
Little logo on that side. So I'm chuffed to bits.
There we go then. So that's it. Mine, it's been a couple of weeks of I guess, I'm not saying nervous preparation, but there's been some thought put in. So it's kind of nice it's over now and, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I was, you know what, even the run-up I was all right, but it was so weird. Doing it, having that hand, when I picked up the paper and I was doing that, and I was like, people are going to be able to see it, so I had to put the paper down. It was weird. Because I was speaking all right, my voice wasn't sort of, and I'm a bit nervous to do. I was all right speaking, but just holding it, doing that was odd.
Because obviously you do that with work. You stand up and you talk to people. You know what I mean? That's probably part and parcel of your day, and that's never happened. So just it's weird how it's happened.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And it was involuntary, irrational, sort of, because I think it was said before. You're not keen on them either. There's heights, and that's an irrational fear. I know I'm not gonna I think I've said before, there's an aqueduct. So we've got the canal.
Oh,
out the
yes.
back
Oh,
here,
yes. Oh.
and there's an aqueduct that's it's like 40 meters high. And I can't bring myself to walk over it. I just kind of do it. And it's a road. It's a road underneath it as well. And that's like an irrational fear, because I know I'm just going to walk under the bridge and I'm not going to fall off. I'm not just going to jump at that.
It's funny with me with that when we're going in, if we're talking about heights again, it's the fear is I'll throw myself off. Now I know that's a strange thing, but if the barrier is up to me chin and it's high,
I'm okay with it.
That's all right.
A nice high barrier. Yeah.
But if that barrier say anything below, say, waist level, I might think to myself, well, I can just quite easily topple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There should be more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, the aqueduct. You see, the aqueduct along there, it's called the Avon Aqueduct. For anybody who wants to look it up, and it's what an amazing piece of architecture. Like it looks amazing. And I'd love to walk over it, because if I get over the other side, I can walk all the way to Falkirk, like sort of out that way. And it's a lovely, beautiful place. And it's really old, and it's made out of stones. It's got a stone wall. It probably comes up to about your waist height. And you see, that's it for me, because then I feel if that's waist, you're going to topple over, aren't you? You're going over, sort of thing. So one of these days I might do it.
Reed was sat down one night, and Reed friend, and it was, bless me, took 4 cameras. Reed went to China and Japan in last year. His friend took 4 cameras, excuse me, and he kind of, one was like an old video camera, and he wanted that kind of, that look.
Yeah.
And it was just like people, places, you know what I mean? But honestly, so much of the buildings are just like skyscrapers. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, and Reed said it's just so, and I says, God, I don't know if I could even walk around that. He says it's quite disconcerting, because ground level in a hotel is not ground. You go out to the foyer, and then it's another 1,000-foot drop to the actual ground. You know what I mean? They're just these things are just built on. Like, whoa, man.
But you see, like for us though, Tony, our sort of nearest cities. So for you, like Newcastle, and for me, Edinburgh. Like in terms of architecture, there's no massive skyscrapers. They're not like big, sort of built up. Really, like I'm going to London end of April, and you go there and you've got these big, massive sort of tower blocks and stuff like that. Obviously, New York and Tokyo and things like that, even worse, isn't it? They're even higher. But yeah, quite. So
are you okay, Mark? Then in a high building, if it's a building,
in a high building, I'm all right. In high buildings, I'm not. I mean, I don't think I'd go and get myself a seat next to the window and sort of, so I'd maybe sit a little bit further in, kind of thing. But, speaking of that, I was once, and I won't tell you where I was or the building I was in or anything like that, but we were involved in a bomb scare once in one of the buildings I was in, and we were told everybody had to go into the middle of the building, so we all had to come away from the windows, because it was a thing that was potentially outside.
Right.
So if that went off, all the windows were coming in.
Right.
So we all had to go right into the middle of the building and hide. It was a bit. It was an interesting time. It was, but I'll not say too much more about it.
See, that's it. I must be like that. That would freak me out. That would be another thing on the list to add to, like, kind of go in buildings.
The windows coming in.
Another one to notch up. You got on the show notes. Ever seen a baby pigeon? Microwave. What's
this is just a daft thing, right? So I seen this. It was on TikTok, I think, and it was a Scottish bloke talking about it. So you know how there's I don't know if you've ever heard the thing where it says nobody's ever seen a baby pigeon. So you know how you see pigeons? You see pigeons everywhere. Like if you're in the city or around here, we get wood pigeons. Like, have you ever seen a baby pigeon? No, nobody's ever seen a baby pigeon.
Right.
And this guy was talking about it. He's going, never mind baby pigeons. He goes, but have you ever seen anybody else with the same microwave? And I was like, I haven't. I've been in loads of people's houses and loads of friends and stuff. Goes, I don't think I've ever seen the same microwave twice. And I thought I would ask you. I thought I think that have you ever seen the same microwave?
No. There must be. I even like through my other channel, Mark, I got a couple of offers of microwaves.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They must. And when you go on,
Uh-huh.
like say, I don't know, they like to say Panasonic.
Yeah.
They've got hundreds of the different models. Do you know what I mean? So that's just one company.
Well,
You know
I got mine from Argos. You know, as you do, you go down
you
to
do.
look in the old laminated book of dreams and see what you can
Dreams,
what you can
isn't
find
it?
and say, I'll have that one. And you think, I've got from Argos. Loads of people must get microwaves and stuff from Argos, but never seen anybody with the same one.
No. I can't remember. I'm sure ours is a Swan.
Swan? No. Fancy. Goodness.
I've never heard of it. I've never heard of the, you know what I mean? You're saying fancy. There's probably like 3 guys in a camel kind of making them, you know what I mean? I'm not, I haven't heard of the name or anything. So has anybody seen, you know, in the chat there, has anybody seen this? Oh, I see. Gladys has got the microwave we've got. You know what I mean?
Got the same one. I know. It just caught my attention when they were talking about it, and I just thought, nah, never seen it. Never, ever, ever.
So, Mark, are we starting a side hustle here? Because I see midlife passion project, side hustle. We've got each week. Mark puts some show notes together, and I add the odd one, and we'll just work our way through it there. And it's lovely, Mark, to be honest, because it's just something nice to bounce off. But side hustle, and I talked to Ian from Grown Local so many times about like side hustles, like passive income. Do you know what I mean? I love that idea of like passive income where it just kind of drips in. Do you know what I mean? Like different avenues just drips in.
It's interesting. I would say, because obviously we've all got YouTube channels and things like that, and it's like it's probably a cross between a passion project and a side hustle. Because I think the side hustle, not that I make like any decent money from it, like, you know, it pays for the channel itself. So paying for like microphones and equipment and stuff like that, it's not going to pay my mortgage. That's for blooming sure. I'm still gainfully employed in my day job every day. But it's like, I think the allotment and the film and the YouTube and that is like a passion project. 'Cause you enjoy doing it. It's like you don't do it because it's your job, because you've got to make money to pay your bills. You do it because you want to do it. You know, and it almost just becomes a side hustle. But I love the concept of side hustles. So like, when I say passive income, like generating income through doing not a lot, like older videos that I've got on the channel. Like, I've got a few of them that people just keep watching. And there's one in particular about I bought something from Screwfix, a pallet buster thing, right?
All right,
and that just keeps getting views about using the pallet buster and busting pallets up. And then I've got another one where I used a soil mill sort of thing, and that's from years ago, and it just keeps getting views, and that's what, like, passive income. And it's only fractions of pennies every time somebody watches one. I mean, it takes a lot of views to make even like £1 or so, you know. But I just like that concept of, it's something I've done 3 years ago, and it sits there on the channel, and people still watch it. Like, it gets like not like hugely, like, you know, maybe it's even 300-400 views a month, but it just mounts up and mounts up and mounts up and mounts up, and it's something you've done. You spent your time doing it, editing it, uploading it, filming it, all that jazz. Spent your time, it's done. You don't have to spend any more time on it.
And it just
keeps rolling on. And keeps going.
It's a strange thing to think about, Mark, because we were talking this before the show. You know, like my main channel. If I just say stopped it, things would still roll on. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you stop your channel, funds would still dribble in. I mean, we're not talking like, I put a couple of shorts up from me and you talking now, Mark. I think we've made 3 pence.
But shorts are even worse. You've got to get like millions on shorts, millions of views, haven't you, to make any money from them?
3 pence, I think. It's like, but you still got to go through the same. Have you noticed when you put a short up, you still got to go through the same vetting process?
The same thing.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, are you kidding? You know what I mean? Yeah. But there's always that thing. What happens if it takes off? You know what I mean? What happens if me and Mark talking about blooming? You know what I mean? What happens if it goes viral? You know what I mean?
you do have a video every now and again, don't you, that does better? Because I think we've talked about this before. Where like, you know, you can come up with an idea. You know, you think you've got a really good idea, and you put your heart and soul into the video, and you think, yeah, this is a banger. This is it. This is the one. And it flops, and you're like, oh god. But then you can spend like no time on like a spare of the minute video. No plans or whatever. You just film one, and off it goes.
Oh,
and you're
no.
like,
but what I've found, Mark, is say if you put a tomato video,
aye,
you know what I mean? Put a tomato video up. This is how you sow tomato seeds. This is the tomatoes I'm using.
Yeah.
For plant these tomatoes now. You normally find terrible. You know what I mean? You get a few gardeners and then you forget it to go, God, right?
Yeah.
But it's always like later search gets it. You know what I mean? And it doesn't take off, but it's just. And if I look back at mine, the ones that I was disappointed with, there was always one when I first started. I think this is how you do onions. It was something to do with onions was like not very good. I mean, it was 5 years ago or something, but now it's just a constant. What you said, you know what I mean? Just a. You know what I mean? So it didn't hit my audience at the time, but over time, people searching onions just.
I get the odd one as well, and I've not figured out what triggers it, but every now and again there's a video that does really well on external search results. So, like for people who are watching who don't know, like obviously in the background of YouTube, you can see all your analytics of what your video is doing and stuff like that. And one of the sections is how people are seeing your video. So, it'll come up on somebody's homepage or somebody's got notifications on or whatever. And one of them's external. And sometimes, every now and again, I'll get a video that'll get like thousands of hits from people searching for something on Google. So they'll search for whatever, like you said, how to grow onions or whatever, and you enter. And whatever you've done on that video, it puts you up. When you, like sometimes yourself, if you search for something on Google, it'll put YouTube videos of whatever it is up there.
Yes.
Like every now and again,
you get one of them.
Must just hit it, and it's then you see this video like creeping up, and you're like, where are all these people coming from? And it's coming from Google. And it's like, wow.
When you say like a passion project, I've had so many, and I wouldn't say like midlife, like I've always kind of jumped in from a kid as like, you know what I mean? And the family laugh at us. Do you know what I mean? I've done so much.
Commit to it, though.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm doing, what's Tony doing this week? You know what I mean? To the point where I cannot list them all, but it's I've been through every kind of fish tank, you know what I mean, there. I've made soaps, I've made jewelry, I've wrote short stories, I've produced like edited books, what else? There's been so much. I also remember, I got right into, I was gonna I started on YouTube, started watching people doing resin, like with lathes and making stuff, you know what I mean? And then shining it up bright. And I'm right, gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. And funny enough, all camera equipment's so expensive, but getting like say a bandsaw or a drill, like a pulley down drill and all that, they're pretty cheap. You know what I mean? Like they're all Chinese kind of, things like that. So once I'm just gonna do a car.
Oh, see, a man flu.
So I get all this stuff, Mark. You know what I mean? All this gear, the idea had me big shed. This is before we did I had the whole botanical gardens in there. Had all this stuff, and I was doing this resin, making this resin with wood because you had to buy this special burr wood. That was kind of like almost cancerous from a tree. You would make that and cover it in resin in like a square block, and then you'd. And I made this. I also remember I made this bit of jewelry for Melanie that was like part wood, part almost deep sea blue colours. It looked with the resin, shined it all up, had a little hole drilled. It was like a little pendant shape. I had it on the table for her when she came in. The first thing she said, "That looks like dog shit."
You put your heart and soul into it.
And then when I looked at it, it was like this brown colour, you know what I mean? Mixed with a bit of the blue resin. And I was like, that's it. You know what I mean? I sold all the gear. Do you know what I mean? looks like dog shit. That so
no, I love if I do something, I go like full on into it. Like over the years when I played hockey for a long, so I was hockey for years and years and years and years and years. But then when I gave it the hockey, like everything I do, whether it's so I did taekwondo for a while, and I was full on into that, and then I was at the gym, full on into that, gardening, full on into motorbiking, full on everything. Like, but you've got to have everything that goes with it, like like
you've
all
got
all the gear. You've got to have all the gear. You've got to have everything.
yes.
Yeah.
No, God, I've been to, like I say, there's been so many things. You know what I mean? And it's just, and then all of a sudden they go.
You just lose interest.
You know what I mean? And there was such I always remember like fish tanks, and it was only, I'm going to say about 5 years ago, I was so close to getting like marine fish tanks, but then it's like another level of like price. Do you know what I mean? You're talking like £1,000 for like does everything. You know what I mean? One of them kind of things, but it was like 50 inches. You know what I mean? Kind of. It was all, and it was just like, no, better not. You know what I mean? This is just getting out. I even recognised it myself.
Could have had your Tony's Fish channel. That would have been good.
If you look on saltwater tanks, you know what I mean, like fish tanks, YouTube, there's some lovely kind of fish and corals. That was the thing, trying to grow corals.
Aye, but no, I think I've stuck with the garden and the allotment for quite a while, though. I must admit, I've been sticking with that.
Is it though? Is it because of the YouTube?
No, because sometimes, you know what it is, probably a couple of times in the past, I've been close to jacking in the YouTube thing and thinking, it's a lot of trouble. Because like we were saying before, like the monthly money from YouTube isn't massive. I'm not like living some sort of luxury life on a yacht when we close down this stream off for go to get my Lamborghinis and things like that. And I've often thought like, I'm just going to jack it. Can it be chewed with it? Because sometimes I will just go to the allotment and not film. Like just have half a day up there, just pottering about, doing jobs, doing stuff, just clear your head, just get on with stuff and that. But then I enjoy it. And you see, like some people we were talking about the comments before, like some people are dead nice in the comments. Some people aren't, but the majority, I would say the majority of people are lovely in the comments. And people they'll say things in the videos and they'll relate to what you're doing, or they're like,
yes,
it was dead helpful. Oh man, that's a great thing. I'm going to do that sort of thing. And like, it still bewilders me that I talk about things and people are like, I'm going to do that. And I'm like, oh Christ, don't copy me. No, don't do what I'm doing. Kind of thing.
You get some, you get some lovely people that kind of say, Tony, you helped us through a dark patch.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Like the things you do there, they're just brilliant. Do you know what I mean? And you get, I love it when you get an email, and they've emailed you and saying, do you know what I mean? And they tell you some like horrific things been through and that, and you just think, well, just
even this show, I love seeing the comments and like the YouTube comments. Like
them too.
But there's so many people seem to say, I've had a really crap week. And I've just sat here for an hour Friday night, or whenever they watch it, just sat here, and it's just general chatting, nonsense, whatever, about life, about stuff. And it just takes people's mind off it, and sort of they just enjoy it. And it's lovely. It's lovely to see people enjoying it.
The good thing is, though, Mark, I get it for me personally 2 days earlier.
Aye.
So by the time people are watching this, I've already got that good feeling. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of. Listen, I'm gonna jump up mine before I kind of my voice goes totally there. Flu, cold jabs. So are you at that age, Mark, where you think about a flu jab yet or not? Or
well, funny you should say that. So I'm actually what's called atopic. So I've got asthma, eczema, hay fever. So the three of them are all linked to the same. So it's all entirely under control. So I don't have any problems with it, so to speak. But because I'm asthmatic, I'm entitled to the flu jag.
Right.
So once, I was actually when you wrote this, it brought back a memory. So do you remember swine flu?
Yes.
So I got swine flu when it was a thing. and it absolutely floored me. And it turned into pneumonia, and I got pleurisy.
Oh
And
God.
I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "Get to the hospital." And I was at the hospital, and I was only in overnight, and I got loads of tablets or whatever, drugs and that. But like there was fluid on my lungs as well, so it was like when I was breathing, it was like, like this weird crackling noise. And then because of the pleurisy, it was sore to breathe. And then like the pneumonia and the flu on top of that just floored me. And that's probably the first time I can say I've had flu, like proper flu. Because you know you've got a really bad cold, you're like, oh, I've got the flu kind of thing. But that was like just floored us, completely wiped us out.
Well,
But it's
that's sorry, I'm just jumping in there. That's the reason why I've put it up, because you know what I mean. It's a thing that everyone says you'll know when you get flu.
oh
Now,
god,
I've just I'll jump back there, Mark. You know, like last week, you know, I was barking on and everything like that. I'd had that cough for about 3 days before. You know what I mean? So after I spoke to you, you know, it was getting. I mean, it's still coffee there, just for sure. About 4 days ago, Mark, it was horrific, man.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, man. And like, this is like, so the birth of Jasmine, my granddaughter there, came, you know, on Monday. Tuesday, I was in bed, and I've been in bed for 3 days. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm thinking, how do you know when it's flu, you know, or a bad cold? Do you know what I mean? And it was just like that headaches, man. I just couldn't. You know what I mean? Like, you're popping pills, and they're just like. And I look at where it says. I was getting annoyed, you know, because it was saying flu pills. You know what I mean? Like, aches and take all the everyday colds and the flu. And I'm thinking, it's not touching it, man. I'm sick of, you know what I mean? Sick of taking it. But I've never had, excuse me, like I think I might have once had a flu jab. So I don't know if what I've just had was flu. Melanie's got it there now, and I can see she's had the cough there for about 3 days, and it's just ramping up. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. And I seen it. Was it Ian or someone said that there's something going around? You know what I mean? There is like a kind of. I'm not saying it's like a flu.
Aye.
But everyone, when I used to work, there was a lad particularly said he had flu, bit like you there, Mark.
Yeah.
Never forgot it. It was way worse than what, you know what I mean? And I'm just thinking, when do you know you know what I mean? Because normally you just kind of put yourself to bed like I done, and then you eventually get over it. I mean, it's taken ages.
The headaches, and it was like the hot and cold. Like, you know, when you I think you were talking about this last week, or, you know, just like
night sweats.
Yeah, sweating, and then you're off and you're freezing cold, and then you're back and you're boiling hot, and it was, oh God, it was awful. But I wonder, like, thinking, you know, you've been like so busy recently with everything going on with Jasmine and what have you. I wonder if you've almost been like unconsciously fighting something off. Right. But then all of a sudden, that now that Jasmine's here, safe and sound, into a sort of routine, that it's just sort of
that's a really good point, because I'm a little bit, I'm a right mammy's boy, to be honest. And the slightest hint of a cold or something like that, I pop a pill. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to talk about it, kind of, and push it away, and then, like you say, Jasmine's come along. Excuse me. I'm just doing this for sure. Do you know what I mean? The coughing, you know what I mean, and stuff. Because I feel great now. Do you know what I mean? It's
coming out the other side of it.
The other side of it. The cough's still there, but the other side of it. But wow.
Feel for you.
Just so it's like you say, even though I'm not sure what it was, I think and I'm sure I'm at that age, I can't think 58, where I'm sure you can get it.
You can get it,
you know what I mean? I think I've had it once where, you know, it was offered for, I don't know, whatever reason. I think it was offered with the COVID jabs. You know, you could get it.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, yeah, put it, get it in.
I always feel a bit daft going to get mine, because they do them, it's like a conveyor belt when you go to get it. Like, it's like, because there's so many people getting it, it's like a conveyor belt. So you go along to whichever health centre in the region is the one that's picked to do them. And I go along, and your name, and you sit and you're waiting outside. It's usually just a room full of nurses. that, in, jag, out kind of thing. But there's like all these old deers, like all these like 8-year-old deers, like sort of the little walking sticks and that. And here's me just sort of sitting there like, am I in the right place kind of thing?
Well, it's, I don't know if I'm getting it from there, but when I go to my mum's to visit my mum, it's like a nursing home, and there's, I don't know, say 30 residents there. As soon as you walk in, Mark, it's red hot. Everywhere is red hot. Do you know what I mean? They've got the radiators on, the living room's red hot. The corridors are hot, stuffy. The windows only open like a little. Do you know what I mean? You can't even get them open, and you think it must just be like, you know what I mean?
It's like the guy you saw before, the groom, Mark. So he's got a daughter who's 2 years old,
right?
So she's just starting to sort of like go to like nursery and things like that, and he's complaining she keeps coming home and bringing colds and bugs and germs in the house. It's the same thing because obviously you go to the nurseries and it's like boiling hot for the kids and stuff.
Yeah,
and you're in that confined environment, and they're all, well, kids especially, touching.
Well, as soon as Reed, it never happened with Ellie, but as soon as Reed came with a cold, I got Reed's cold.
You're guaranteed.
Melanie never did, but I would get it. Do you know what I mean? As soon as he, like, you know what I mean? You could guarantee, like, oh, here we go then.
Well, the last thing Robbie brought me was norovirus. That was very kind of him. Yeah, thanks for that, son. I appreciate that. That was
a pleasant 2 or 3 days. So you just get it constantly now. It's like a thing.
Not too bad now. He's not as bad as he was.
No, I'm saying you with your flu jabs. Do you just get that?
Every year.
And does it make you feel rubbish for a day?
Not really. No, I'm usually all right with it.
Right.
When I get it, they give us a little lollipop and a sticker to say "well done" for getting an injection.
I'm a big boy.
Like a little gold star sort of thing. Oh, thanks.
Because we are that, like a lot of the, the folks that watch this, that we're all that age where it's like we're either having them regular or we're coming up close to, like the flu. And it's like always one of them things. It's almost like cliche, like a bus pass. Nearly time for me bus pass. Nearly, I'd love to get me bus pass. You know what I mean? So,
goodness, one of these days.
You've had a special bus pass. You've getting in there already. There, you know what I mean?
Isn't it? Yeah, getting early. Me and the old days. Oh goodness, that cough, Tony.
Oh gee, yeah. It's mine. It's more when you're talking loads. Do you know what I mean? But I've sipped all me kind of tea there.
Aye.
Chilly trouble, Mark. Oh. Listen, I'm going to get it off my chest, right? I'm going to get it off my chest here.
Yeah.
Next year, I'm not going about germinating chilies and fucking about with all that nonsense with lights and heat and everything like that. Because I deliberately started later. Right? I blame JB. JB encouraging us. Do you know what I mean? Start 1st of January.
Yeah.
So I deliberately started earlier.
Yeah.
And still, I mean, we're into March there now, and I think they've, to be honest, stalled a little bit with either light or heat, whatever, combination of both. There seem to be now from me sowing the 5th of January,
right?
Whatever comes of them is not worth the amount of physical cash that I've had to pay for them conditions. And I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm just going to, and I've done an experiment. I've already paid, and I think they're called sea seeds. I've used them before. So, but there's a chance with these. So I've bought plug chili plants coming this year.
Brilliant.
And I'm thinking, I'm doing stuff like that. I'm not going to waste, because our electric bill now, again, it's went up again. Just this, you know what I mean? Martin Lewis is on the telly.
Yeah.
And the amount that little greenhouse, and I'm lucky enough because it's a little thing I can kind of, you know what I mean, contain it. If you've got a 6 foot by 8 foot greenhouse,
it's going to cost you.
Just for the chilies, you know what I mean? I think when tomatoes come, because I haven't sown mine yet, I'm sowing them around on the 24th of March. Yeah. That's a good time to turn things on.
Yeah.
But not like, I cannot imagine how much this little heater There's, you know, and the heat mats, and
Yeah.
you know, if people's got like the lights and everything like that for 6 chilies. Well,
Uh-huh.
let's just say for me, it might have been 12, something like that. But tomatoes have been really, when you think about it, the main crop.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And they don't
Yeah.
take nowhere near as
No,
like,
nowhere near as
you know
much.
what I mean? So
No.
even now, if you went down into the greenhouse, which I've got all the kit, I've got all the
Yeah.
kit telling us the
Yeah. All of
temperatures are
it.
lovely. They're still, you know, they've got the baby leaves and
Yeah.
they've got 2 little true leaves on most of them, but
Right,
there's
right.
about say 4. I
Uh-huh.
would say they're all right.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
rest
Uh-huh.
aren't good at all, and I'm thinking
Aye.
that's cost me a small fortune. I've ordered 6 from, I'm sure they're called sea seeds.
Okay.
6, and I think it's cost us £18. I can't on top of my
Yeah.
head think it might have cost £18 for 6 plug plants with
Uh-huh.
postage. But there's one caveat here, Mark. There's one
Uh-huh.
caveat
One caveat. Yeah. Yeah.
is you don't get them until I think it's mid
Oh, like
April,
later in the.
May kind of
Aye.
thing. Do you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? And you've got to somehow get them through, you know, because I've discovered this. You've got to get them through the post,
Right.
and you don't need them staying in the post office's warehouses on a cold night or
Ah,
anything.
you want them here now. Jiffy, don't you?
So that's the only caveat is you've got to wait, and whatever you got,
Mm.
you've got. But that's
Yep.
not to stop you going to a garden centre because I
No,
went,
no, no.
I picked up 2 sweet pepper ones
Aye.
about a month ago.
Yeah.
Let someone else pay for that. You know, the electric is too expensive now.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. My growing space for stuff is slightly different to yours. So I've allocated a cupboard upstairs. So I'm indoors, so I don't have to heat the greenhouse, so it's not using as much.
mhm.
But I do have a light up in there, and I'm the same. I was a little bit later with the chilies this year. I was like, right, I'm not going to go super early. I'm not going to go off the go, and I've got a show and tell, and I've got 2 different things to show you.
Right.
But I was slightly later with everything, so I was a bit later with the sweet peppers, and a bit later with the aubergines, and a bit later with this, and this. And I've not done my tomatoes yet either. Again, I'm going to be later with them, but I don't know if it's a problem with the heat. I don't know if it's been quite warm enough, but I've got the heat mat that I've got, it's got a little temperature probe on it, and you stick that in the compost so it knows how warm the compost is, and it
Right.
adjusts the temperature accordingly. And I've only got it set to, I can't make it's not particularly high, so I wonder if it's been the heat. But I've also had the fungus. There's also fungus gnats as well, and I tell
Right.
you what, cinnamon on your compost for fungus gnats.
Right.
What a load of tosh.
Is
Honestly,
it?
John, what a load of rubbish. What a load of nonsense that is. I've tried it and they're all still blooming there. But I've got
Aye.
I've got the yellow sticky paper that gets them. So sometimes I've got to go in and I give the tubs a bit of a shuggle and you see the little fungus gnats fly off and that and they go on the paper, which is fine, but I've got a show and tell. So which ones are these? These are jalapeno tiger. And I mean look at them. They've only just in there. I can just see the true leaves starting to appear in the middle there,
Right.
and they're looking. You can see the cinnamon sprinkled on the top as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're just looking. Look at them. They're looking
When did
rubbish.
you? So when did you sow them, Mark?
It would have been somewhere start to the middle-ish January sort of time. So they're a
Right.
couple of months,
Just
and
do us a favour. Do us a
huh?
favour. Just put your 2 fingers in your ears for a second. Just
Right,
a quick
right.
second. They look fucking shite.
But wait, Tony. But
Right.
wait, there's more. I've got another show and
You've
tell.
made me
So,
really happy.
but there. I don't know what I'm going to do. Actually, is what I've done before when I had problems with the tomatoes, right? Rather than trying to systematically work through, is it this, is it this, is it this? They're just getting repotted, right? The compost, I'm going to put it in the microwave to sterilize it, right? So compost in a tub in the microwave, sterilize it. So if there's any fungus, not eggs or anything like that, they get
Mhm.
zapped. They're all coming out of that. They're going in. Temperature's going to get increased. They're going to get a bit of food, probably a bit of chili focus. Just to, it could be any one of it. You know, I could spend the next month. Is it this? Is it this?
Mhm.
Is it this? And I'm just going to trash it. So I'm probably going to do a video tomorrow,
Right.
which will be Thursday, on it. But conversely, at the same time, I've done the aubergines and the sweet peppers and things like that much later. So I know you like your aubergine plants, Tony. So these are the aubergines.
Oh my God, man.
And I mean, look at them. They're in a little. They needed a drink this morning, which is why some of these leaves look a bit poppy. So they've had a good drink, which is why it's in this plastic tub. But they're looking. These need potting on as well, so they'll get potted on at the same time. But they're absolutely flying.
My aubergines, which were again the 5th of February, are like what your first batch were looking like there. Do you know what I mean? It's just like.
There's always something every year, isn't there, that just doesn't quite work.
And I think, Mark, it's down to us. Do you know what I mean? Because, like I say, I went to Dobby's. Funny enough, I'll just mention, I've been over because every time I go to my mum's, I go to a garden centre. You know what I mean? On the way back home as a little kind of pick-me-up. Now, me 4 local ones round here have got the tomatoes in, have got the veg in, have got the cucumbers and everything like that, but have got no chilies.
No, nothing.
No chilies. And I'm thinking, I wonder if it's like, it is a thing. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, they buy them off suppliers, but they've got to keep where they are. Nice environment, and it may be too much for them, you know. So
so I'm pushing the reset button. It's too late. It's too late to start them off again. I think for me, for the environment that we've got here, so I'm gonna push the reset button on the chilies. But it is only the chilies as well. So I've got lots of. I'm pointing up there because they're up there in the cupboard upstairs, and I've got 2 lots of sweet peppers. So I've got Tangerine Dream, I think it is, and King of the North, and the difference they were probably sown as well. The sweet peppers were probably sown at least a month to 6 weeks after the chilies, and they're miles ahead. They're miles ahead of them. That's what's making it really bother me now, that the sweet peppers are so far ahead of them now compared to those. So reset button, repotted, fresh compost, different environment, warmer, whatever, get them on the go. So
it's again in my little greenhouse there, everything else is away. So basil, which is a finicky little thing, it's away blooming. You know, it's not blooming, but it's a few inches tall kind of thing. The celeriac, which is normally a bit of a niggle, it's away. I mean, everything's up in the way. You know what I mean? And yet these chilies are in a tray that I know the toes are lovely and warm. We're getting loads of light there now. And I'm monitoring the temperature, but this, you know what I mean? It's obviously user error. There's something there that I've done. Something's happened. I've just went, no, not yet. Not yet. We'll come back in a month. You know what I mean?
But it's funny that we're both having chili troubles. I don't know. I'll probably, because I've got there's 5 in that tub there, and I'll not put 5 onto full size plants. So I'll probably get rid of 2 or 3 of them and just keep sort of 2 of them on or whatever, and just try and manage them through a little bit.
But like I say, the ones, and I should have just, when I was actually at Dobby's, they had jalapenos. They had quite a few. That was the only garden centre that had, and I thought, I should have just gotten them. You know what I mean? 20, 30 quid. And but I also remember, on the flip side, devil's advocate, I also remember Steve saying, it's best to do your own, Sonny, because if one goes, say whatever, then you've lost one. If you've only got 6, then you lose another couple potting on. Accidentally, you snap one. You know what I mean? So, and you've only got that kind of precious few. So there is that to think about. But
it's funny what you were saying there, Tony, about the heat and the light and stuff like that. So I've got my heat mat and my light and that on upstairs, and I don't mind it. It doesn't cost me loads in here because it's inside the house, so you get the sort of ambient temperature of the house. But again, for the fungus gnats, a lot of people have said in the comments, you can get nematodes for them, and you can get this other thing, this other whatever it is for them. And I'm like, I like spending money on my allotment and on faffing about with bits and pieces, but there's a line. There's a line in the sand that I'm going to draw, and I think like 8 or 9 quid on some nematodes that, that they've got a shelf life, nematodes, essentially, that I'm only just going to use on one batch of compost, essentially. I'm like, that's the line in the sand for me, like, sort of thing. That's where I'm going to draw it.
Let's like hypothesize and say next year, are you just going to buy 6 chilies? Like plug plants?
Yeah, maybe it's for the chilies. I mean, I love doing the sweet peppers and the tomatoes and
that's
the
all them
cucumbers.
are
All
them are off the table. What I'm talking about is the chilies, because the chilies are the one that you have to kind of basically start.
I might do. I might be tempted to go plug plants for a change.
Mm-hmm. I remember. I mean, you can get them on eBay, but they're always just selling like the super daft ones. They're not a kind of option really. They're like a waste, to be honest. You know what I mean?
And I guess from grown things that you use, I mean, like I like chilies for like you maybe make a sweet chili sauce or use a little bit of chili in something like that. But I use cucumbers and tomatoes and sweet peppers a million times more than I use chilies. In terms of obviously limited growing space inside the polytunnel as to what you're putting in your inside space, your valuable space,
Well, I went to see my mum yesterday, and again I called back at the garden centre. Now, if anyone's into that, like going to all the stuff's lovely at the moment. All the stuff must have just come in. Most garden centres now within this last week of veg. So like the shelves are stocked. They're looking lovely.
Brilliant.
And it's nice to kind of, I seen some, what did I pick up yesterday? Celery. I picked up some celery. Do you know what I mean? We used loads of it. We used absolutely loads of it. And I thought, I haven't sown it. I haven't done it.
Yeah.
Might as well just, you know what I mean? Get it and it's there. But there was no chilies. And that's like the because you've got to travel to this Dobby's one is like past Newcastle, past an airport, past the airport, the big in there.
Is that the one out of Ponteland?
Yes.
Aye.
So
she's got the pub next to it. Yes. Oh, goodness, Tony, lads.
Oh, man, no one heard that one. I muted that bad boy. So it's a travel to get there. So, but it's just this whole, it's exactly what you said, that your line is, I'm not buying a powder or what nematodes to go on there for the sake of bloody, you know what I mean? And it's like, for me, it's like the line is now, if someone actually said, Tony, it's actually cost you £108 for your electric and your lighting and whatever, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised. Do you know what I mean? Because I switched the heater on the 5th of the heat mat, the heat, the tray, the 2 Super 7 trays, and the little heater, do you know what I mean? And the camera, and the digital camera, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I bet it's bloody more. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like,
try not to think about it.
That's my line in the sand. But like I say, the one caveat is, Mark, you've got to wait for these coming in. You know what I mean? So we will see. We'll see.
I know.
Because would you say on the next note there is, would you say spring is here? Because we've just had -2 last night, -2. I had to put the car was frozen solid this morning, but it's bright, gorgeous weather. Marion in the chat there is saying it's 14 degrees over there. So it's a tricky one as well for gardeners, isn't it?
I would say spring has sprung.
Right.
I think, is it not? Because there's two dates, isn't there? There's like meteorological spring, and then there's like the first official day. And is that not tomorrow? Am I right? Maybe, I don't know, something about the 20th makes me think it might be. Maybe I could be entirely wrong. There's every possibility. But we're the same here. It's beautiful sunshine outside at the moment, and during the day it's getting pretty warm, but there's no clouds. It's like you say, overnight the temperatures, we were down to -2 or whatever last night as well. Cars frozen up. But next week is supposed to be brilliant. It's supposed to be really, really. But our last frost date, we're still like the middle of May for the last. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see snow between now and then. You know, it's. But equally, look at Look at last year. Last year was a bit weird because we had obviously Slugmageddon, because it was wet, but it wasn't massively cold last
Right,
year.
right.
And then obviously we had
I'm
loads of
just trying to work out what that.
Slugmageddon. We had loads of slugs appearing because the slugs didn't get killed off with the freezing cold weather. And I'm just a bit worried we might get the same. Might get the same this year. Might get all the slugs coming.
Right.
Right. Could do without that because that was a pain in the backside last year. They were horrendous last year.
I didn't. I was all right. I mean,
they were awful for me.
By all accounts, I had a good year. You know what I mean? I lost kind of. The tomatoes got picked up with a disease, which I thought was blight, but I forget what the name was now. It turned out to be something else. But so I'm hoping for a good year with tomatoes. That's why I'm thinking, just forget the chilies. Not stress about them. Just buy them in.
Yeah.
Let someone else pay £108.34 for the bloody. It's when you think, to do it properly, like correctly. Yeah. It's January, February, March, and basically half of April. Like you've got to heat a greenhouse, heat something.
Yeah.
Because
they like the toasty warm, don't they? They like a good sort of 15, 20 degrees kind of temperature.
And I don't mind when the tomato comes, all bets are off. You know what I mean? Tomatoes are the kind of, you know what I mean? They're the kind of the veg everyone uses, likes.
Yeah,
it's exactly what you said. How many chilies do you put in a pot of chili? You know what I mean? One or two, and that's it.
No, I need to plan my tomatoes, actually. I need to get a bit of a plan. Because
I've got mine all sorted.
Later. I've got millions of varieties, though. I've got way more than I can fit in the polytunnel. So I need to sort of pick them off. I've got a couple that I'm definitely going to do, but then the rest are up for grabs, variety-wise. Yeah, we'll see. Watch out for the video.
Mark, I think we should end it here. We're coming up right on the hour there nearly, and I'm barking like a dog here, so I'm going to go away and suck a fisherman's friend.
Oh, good.
Hey,
sorry,
Vicar.
What?
And we'll see each other next week.
Indeed, yeah. Hopefully, feeling a bit better.
Yes. Well, like I say, Mark, I feel great. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
I mean, you know what the annoying thing was? I don't know if I've mentioned this in this. So Melanie went out last night. Reed was away, so there was only me in the house. I thought, you know what? I'm going to get fish and chips. I'm going to get fish and chips, and I'm going to get curry sauce, and I'm going to watch Severance. I've been watching. You know what I mean? Couldn't taste a thing.
Oh, really?
Can it taste anything? I haven't been able to taste something for about 3 days now.
Boy.
So even, like the coffee in the morning, there's no flavour there. There's no taste. I'm just drinking like thick milk, and it's just like...
Fish and chips, so all those calories for no flavour.
I know.
I'd be devastated.
And I've never had fish and chips for, I'm going to say, we've had curries, but I've never had fish and chips for 6 months.
Oh, really?
And it's like, it's probably my favourite takeaway food. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll go along with whatever, everyone else is having, but I like a good fish and chips.
And you've missed out.
Couldn't taste it.
Man. Speaking of TV shows, I was going to tell you I've started watching Breaking Bad.
Right, that's an old one.
Yeah, I never watched it first time round.
Right.
And everybody says it's amazing.
It is.
And I spotted it on Netflix, and I was like, right, give it a try. So I'm about 3/4 of the way through season 1, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
It just ramps up. It just ramps up.
A long way to go.
And I think it gets you on the opening scene where he's in his underpants in the desert.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and what the hell's going on here?
Going on?
Do you know what I mean? It's just we watched it. It must have been all out.
Yeah.
But it was you know what I mean? It was just a thing that it was just like, oh God, let's watch another. Let's watch another. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's my latest.
Yeah, I know it's to do with like drugs and violence and everything like that, but it's this like character-driven plots and stories, and
brilliant,
just excellent. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I know it sounds horrible, but you're rooting sometimes for the bad guys. You know what I mean? It's just like, and there's some like evil mother chuckers in there as well, mind you. Cartel, this and that, and violent and everything, but really good.
So I've got a long way to go. Many seasons to go just yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'm going through Severance on Apple at the minute, Mark, and
Mm.
I've been holding off for them, the family, to watch Melanie's watched season 1, kind of remember it, so wanted to watch it again with Reed, and it's now been out, I don't know, 8 weeks, and I thought, that's enough. This is season 2, I'm saying, it's now been out.
Yeah.
So last night I thought, I'm going to just sit with me fish and chips and watch Severance, and it is the bizarrest, excellent program there is. Do you know what I mean? But it couldn't taste a sudden thing with me fish and chips.
Isn't it like, did I not see a thing like it's one of the most expensive TV shows ever produced? It was something daft like $750,000 an episode.
I'm not sure.
To make it. I'm sure there's something about it being like crazy mad expensive to watch. To produce.
So clever. It's so clever, mind you.
Well, that'll be on the list next. After
I've not
Breaking Bad.
I've not seen it. No, yet. Do you understand the concept of it then, or not? Or
kind of. I've seen it sort of like they go into their work, don't they? They go into this other being.
Well, it's like it's just so clever. So they go. It's almost like an Apple-esque company. Yeah. So they go in, but they go down this elevator, and then they become the innies, and there's innies and outies. And they never know each other. So, and you kind of, what's good about it, like you start to kind of extrapolate and think, oh, that'll happen. So he's innie when he goes to the lift to go out.
Right.
He doesn't know the outside world. He's outie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's innie goes to the lift for the innie of him. He doesn't go out, so he goes into the lift and then comes back out. It's another day's work.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So it's so cleverly done like that. So he doesn't see that side of the world. All he sees is going into the lift, back to work. Going into the lift, back to work. He never gets outside.
Never sees outside.
You know, he never gets outside. So it's all, you know, I don't want to give great plots away, but it all goes wrong and they want to get out.
Yeah.
But the outies don't want them because they don't know what it's like.
Oh, on the inside.
On the inside. So they're saying, and there was one little clip where there was a video of one of the persons speaking on video saying, you know, one of them tried to do something to harm herself. And on the outie side of her, she said, you ever do that again and there'll be consequences. You stay down there. So she's talking to someone, but she's talking to herself, if you think about it.
It's weird, isn't
it's just, and it was done by Ben Stiller, you know, like.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's fascinating, Mark. It's absolutely fascinating.
I'm gonna have
so clever.
I'm going to have to watch it.
So clever. You know what I mean?
Oh,
anyway. Let's find me a fisherman's friend, for God's sake.
Indeed.
Well, listen, it's been lovely. Thank you, everyone that's in the chat there. We're kind of, like you say, we had a little bit of hiccup at the first, but we're there now, and we're kind of had a lovely time. And hope you've had a fab time as well. It's the weekend. Enjoy your garden. Enjoy whatever you're doing. And we'll see you next week. That'll be fantastic. If you want to come over to Patreon, that would help out as well. And, Mark, you've got Patreon as well. Where can we find you, sir?
Oh, goodness. You can find me at Mark's Allotment Plot, YouTube, Patreon, Instagram, TikTok.
And in newspapers, if you want the best man, just look for the classifieds. You'll find the classifieds. Best man for hire. Look after yourself, Mark. Everyone, take good care. Bye bye.